Hi, I'm Rick Anthony, and welcome to the Someone You Should Know podcast, the podcast that focuses on musicians, authors, and interesting people. We like to say we're making a difference one artist at a time. So sit back, have a cold one, and get ready to meet someone you should know. On the podcast this time, a multi-talented individual who's a singer, songwriter, actor, producer, author, screenwriter, multifaceted. He's Sudi Rick Karatas. Welcome. How you doing?
Thanks. Good. How are you? I'm good. Glad to be here. And thanks for that great introduction.
Well, that's what I get paid for.
I usually put the word singer in quotation marks.
Well, no.
I can sing better than Yoko Ono and Bob Dylan, but and I can carry a tune if it's not too heavy. But anyway, thank you for that.
There you go. Your bio says you grew up in Syosset, New York, and you moved to Southern Cal about 20 years ago. You're of Turkish descent, which means you have two first names, both with a different personality. Sudi and Rick are your two first names. Can you tell us about your personalities?
Yeah, because I am a Gemini. That's why I have the two names to go with these personalities. No, really, it's my legal given name was Sudi, S-U-D-I, and since that's too common, I also go by Rick. No, it's not common. It's not even a common Turkish name, actually, but Rick was a nickname. I joked that my name was short for Sudrick, and the next thing I knew, I had the nickname Rick. So, like for SAG and stuff, I go by Rick. For my writing, I go more by Sudi. So I have two names to match each personality, as you said.
Awesome. The question I have to ask you next is, what was your reason for wanting to be a performer? Why did you decide to go down this career path?
Because I'm a ham from Turkey, and I'd like to be a performer. No, it's funny. I'm more of a writer than performer, but I do perform. I make my own videos, and I do a little bit of acting and stuff. So I don't perform a lot of even my music live and stuff. I prefer to do the videos, and once in a while I'll sing somewhere. But I'm not really a musician. So it's like I play guitar, my few chords that I know, and I usually get someone else to do all that for me from the melody I give them. But I just always loved creating stuff, I guess. And I love writing. So whatever I can do, I like performing on I guess I do perform on video and camera and stuff. Just not a lot of live performing, I guess. But it's just something I've always loved doing, pretending, I guess. And I'm just always been really creative with a lot of ideas, too many ideas sometimes, but just something I love doing. And if I could do it full time and make a living full time just doing the creative stuff and performing, that would be great. But like most people, you have to do some side things. But it's what I enjoy the most, especially the writing. I love.
Matter of fact, the songwriting is going to be the first facet in your diamond that we're going to look at. And I read in one of your press releases that said the video to the song that we're going to feature next, called "All I Want for Christmas Is You Gone," wound up winning Best Music Video at the Venus on Broadway Film Festival in New York. Can you take us through that and share that accolade with us?
Yeah, it's a video. I did two videos to it, actually. One was an LGBTQ style version where I have a narcissistic boyfriend played by Mel England. And the other is I have a girlfriend who's played by Lupe Carranza. And so kind of similar videos with just little minor differences, but two different takes on it. And the one with Mel, it was entered into the New York City Festival, and it won. And so I'm from New York originally, so it's nice to kind of just go back there. I haven't been there in a while. And a nice little festival, and saw some friends that came out for it. It was in a festival here in Culver City, California also. And it also won an award at that one too last, I think, November. So it was so much fun to do the video. My friend Carla Guy, she directed it and edited it, and Brian Sadler played Santa in it. And it's just it's nice when you do something and people, it's not a Grammy or an Oscar or an Emmy or anything like that, but my little award is, it's kind of cool.
It's something important. I mean, every once in a while, it's nice to get a pat on the back to say that, hey, you're doing good. You're doing good. Yeah. Now, I know it's not Christmas yet, but we're going to have a little fun and enjoy this song together. Here's All I Want for Christmas Is You Gone from Sudi Rick Karatas right here on the Someone You Should Know podcast.
As I stare at the log in the fire, it reminds me of romantic nights we had. Then I found out you're a liar, and my feelings have changed just a tad. I wouldn't care if you were run over by a reindeer, or if 100 elves on a shelf drag you out of here, or you found a river you can skate away on. selfish, vain narcissist who won't be missed a bit. My why I quit you list goes on and on. All I want for Christmas is you gone. Don't need a thing from Santa Claus, eBay or Amazon. All I want for Christmas is you gone. No more walking side by side in a winter wonderland. You've been nothing but a pain in my prostate gland. It's gonna be a wonderful life from now on. All I want for Christmas is you gone. You're a selfish, vain narcissist who won't be missed a bit. My why I quit you list goes on and on. All I want for Christmas is you gone. Don't need a thing from Santa Claus, eBay or Amazon. All I want for Christmas is you gone. I burned your stocking, packed your suitcase, called you a lift, told them to drop you off somewhere in a big snowdrift. Get out of my life, out of my sight. With your lying lips leaving, I can finally have a silent night. You're a selfish, vain narcissist who won't be missed a bit. My why I quit you list goes on and on. All I want for Christmas is you gone. Don't need a thing from Santa Claus, eBay or Amazon. All I want for Christmas is you a million miles away from me. All I want for Christmas is you gone. All I want for Christmas is you gone. All I want for Christmas is you gone.
Enjoying a little touch of Christmas a tad early. All I want for Christmas is you gone from Sudi Rick Karatas. He's our guest this time on the Someone You Should Know podcast. We've got more great music from him coming up in just a couple minutes. Plus, we're going to include the links to all the videos and such will be down in the show notes, okay? Hey, I want to say thanks for tuning in to the Someone You Should Know podcast. You can find us on the web at someoneyoushouldknowpodcast.com. If you go there, you're going to see a whole lot of stuff. We've got more than 200 episodes, our archive of recent news, and a whole lot more. If you happen to be visiting, we invite you to go ahead and leave us a review. Now, according to Buzzsprout, the service that shares us to all the streaming platforms, I want to say thank you so very much. We're very blessed to reach over 2,300 cities in 93 countries around the world. And some we'd like to mention are Attleboro, Massachusetts, Highland, Indiana, Shamokin, Pennsylvania, I like that one, and Osaka, Japan. Someone You Should Know podcast or wherever quality streaming audio is available. Now, thanks for listening. We're talking to the multi-talented Sudi Rick Karatas. We've talked about music. Let's talk about you, the author. Your recent book, I love the title, Fork Social Media, and the algorithm it wrote in on. Can you share us maybe a story or background a little bit about this book, because it's fascinating?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and in parentheses, it says jailbird stories. So a lot of people have been getting restricted and banned on Facebook, and they termed it Facebook jail. You can't post for sometimes 3 days, sometimes 30 days. You know, you're kind of being punished. But a lot of the times it was over things that you shouldn't have been. Like it said, it went against their community standards, but it didn't. And it was just an algorithm mostly picking out words. And there's no live person you can get through to complain about it or fix it. Like for example, I got banned and put in Facebook jail because one time I said men are pigs, I think. And that was hate speech. And obviously I'm kidding. I'm a man. But anyway, okay, fine. But then another time I said, stick a fork in him, he's done, meaning his career was over. But I was banned for promoting violence. In other words, it takes everything so literally that any word, it's not someone even complaining, oh, this person is bullying me, or this is offensive, or this is that. No, it's an algorithm. You know, so I started collecting a lot of stories from people because I knew so many people were ending up being punished on Facebook or Instagram. So, someone had a flea infestation in their basement, and they had to call an exterminator. So they said, we have to bomb the basement. And so that word automatically triggered, so it's really got so out of control. I said, I have to write a book about this, but with humor, of course. So that's why I call it Fork Social Media. And of course, my story had to do with a fork. It was about sticking a fork in someone. And I also said once to someone on there as a joke, go jump in the Hudson River. And It was promoting suicide. But meanwhile, I think the joke I was making was about it being polluted. I mean, the whole thing. So there's so many people I gathered stories from and put them in the book. And there's even a Dolly Parton impersonator, or she does tribute show to her, and she's gotten Dolly's permission and all that, and she's very popular in the UK. And they keep taking her page down as if she's pretending to be someone, meanwhile, these real fake scammers pretending to be celebrities are on there with no punishment. So they're going after the wrong people, and there's no one again she can't just call someone and clear it up. It's months of going back and forth because you can't get a live person, as most corporations are these days. So there's a part of the book that's just kind of, even if you don't know about Facebook and stuff, people can relate to the frustration of trying to get a live person when you have an issue that could be cleared up in 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
But no, you got to spend 2 weeks.
Yeah, I have the same problem with Ticketmaster as far as just trying to get someone to return my phone call because I wound up buying something in association with these concert tickets that I no longer need. But now it's they've already debited my credit card. It's oh, I guess I'm going to do that then.
Yeah.
I had a problem with Facebook also. Or is it Meta, whatever we can want to call it.
Right, yeah, they call it now.
I had a secondary page. It was the business page for the Someone You Should Know podcast. And I kept getting things, this violates community standards, blah, 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 blah. And what I was doing, it says you're using copywritten music. I'm going, yes, but the copywritten music is the people providing it to me. I couldn't get them to understand that, so I just took my page down.
Yeah.
So
that's in the book a little bit too, because other people are having that kind of issue too.
So that's that one book. Let's talk about another one you've got here. It's actually two more. How Catering Sucked the Life Out of Me and Rainbow Relatives. Can you tell us a little bit about both of those books?
Yeah, the first book I wrote was Rainbow Relatives, real world stories and advice on how to talk to kids about LGBTQ families and friends. And I actually got a literary agent and a publisher for that, and which I didn't realize how hard that is to do until I went to write my next two books. And I interviewed a lot of people for that as well, getting different stories. There's different topics in there. And again, with a sense of humor. Some of the title chapters are Daddy Left Mommy for Tommy. There's a transgender chapter, Kids, Your Father, Well, She Has Something to Tell You. Mm-hmm. There's a chapter, There Was No Monster in Your Closet, But Your Uncle Was. About uncles and aunts coming out to nieces and nephews.
I love that.
And there's a chapter on religion, Pray the Gay Bashers Away, because religion seems to be it shouldn't be, but they make it, a weapon and stuff. But so it's kind of a very educational book. It's for adults in speaking to children. But I collected a lot of cool, Del Shores, I interviewed in that, who had raised two daughters as a gay dad. He very great screenwriter and playwright, Sordid Lives he did. And Shelley Wright, the country singer, I interviewed for that also because she had come out in Nashville. So it was that was just kind of a fun chapter, celebrity thoughts. But most of it is just I collected real stories from real families, like two mom and dad families and things like that. So that came out in, I think, 2018. And then a couple years later, I've done a lot of catering in my life. So I wanted my pain to become other people's pleasure. So I wrote a funny book about it, How Catering Sucked the Life Right Out of Me. And again, there's a couple good caterers in it who I do praise. If I bash them, I don't use their real name, although people that work for them will figure it out. Yeah. But it's a fun book for people to read. I kind of joke that it's for anyone who's ever done catering or been to a catering event, because there's a lot of inside things to know of what to do, what not to do, or what annoys the caterer, or how to get more food at the hors d'oeuvres time. No, that's a funny thing, because the cover of my book is all these people attacking the hors d'oeuvre tray I'm passing. All these hands are grabbing. So it's kind of funny. Oh, and the guy that did my cover for the Fork Facebook was Tim Hagerty. Did a great job on my cover for that. Hagerty Designs. And then I kind of did or I think someone from Fiverr did the other cover. But yeah, so those are I never thought I'd write one book, let alone three. But whatever idea comes to me, I just, I go with it.
Rick, Sudi, Rick, where's the best place to find these books? I know they're on Amazon. Where else?
They're on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, online. A couple of Barnes & Nobles carry, especially the Rainbow Relatives book, I believe. But yeah, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and a few independent stores. You can probably find them in.
If not, your website has it, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, the information on the website where to get it, yeah,
Okay.
and some libraries have it as well.
We'll include that in the show notes, so anyone who wants copies of any of these books, by all means, we'll have it down in the show notes. So just click on the link, and it'll take you where you need to go. Let's get back to music here. Now, we all know we lost Olivia Newton-John in 2022, and you felt compelled to write a tribute to her called "Her Spirit Lives On." Can you tell us about the song and who's singing it?
Yeah, I was a fan of Olivia Newton-John since I was like 6 years old. My first album I ever got was "Come On Over" by her, and it was very few celebrities I think when they pass, it really hits me that hard. But anyway, I write again whatever idea comes to me, and I wrote the tribute song. And my friend Adrian Christian, who had recorded a Christmas song, I wrote "Midnight Will Be Clear." He had interest in recording the song, and I said that'd be great because he did a great job on the other one. So I wrote the song, he recorded it, and all the proceeds from the iTunes and things like that, we're going to give to her Cancer and Wellness Foundation that she has. I mean, it's still running, but we're also doing he's doing a whole tribute, kind of a tribute EP, like 6 songs, and I wrote 2 other songs, which are kind of tribute songs to her as well. And then he's doing 3 covers for it. So that'll probably come out later this year sometime.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. When that does come out, let us know. We'll go ahead and put it in our news. That way, everyone who wants a copy of Adrian Christian's EP will make sure that everyone knows about it. So here's the song right now. It's a beautiful song, Her Spirit Lives On, featuring Adrian Christian on vocals from today's podcast guest, Sudi Rick Karatas.
When all my friends would come on over, we'd play her songs and sing along. And I could feel the magic under her spell, so big and strong. She's no longer here on this physical plane. We're connected to her like pearls on a chain. I honestly loved her, can't believe she's gone. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful soul, a voice from beyond. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. I wanna live my life like she did, with so much grace and gratitude. She was kind and courageous no matter what she was going through. When her music plays, I'm suspended in time to a place of healing and peace of mind. I honestly loved her, can't believe she's gone. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful song, a voice from beyond. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. She taught me don't stop believing, it's gonna be alright. She made this world better with a little more love and light. I honestly loved her, can't believe she's gone. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful soul, a voice from beyond. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on. That beautiful song, her spirit lives on. Her spirit lives on, her spirit lives on.
A beautiful tribute to the late Olivia Newton-John. Her spirit lives on. And Sudi Rick Karatas is our guest this time on the Someone You Should Know podcast. You were going to mention something, Rick. We were talking while the song was playing. What was that you wanted to add?
Yeah, sorry about that. If Olivia Newton-John fans will notice about 10 or 12 of her titles within the lyrics of the song. I kind of put in there, so it makes sense with what the song is saying, but it was intentional to use some of her song titles in there.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Let me see. What do we have next to talk about with Sudi Rick here? Well, we see he's an actor, a producer, a screenwriter. Can you tell us about those facets of your life and the feature film Walk a Mile in My Pradas?
Yeah, like I said, mostly a writer. So I wrote and co-produced Walk a Mile in My Pradas with Tom Archdeacon. He helped co-write and co-produce that, and we had Tom Arnold and Dee Wallace and Nathaniel Marston in that. We made it like 10 years ago or so, and it was on Netflix for 2 years, but it's still on Amazon Prime actually, and Tubi and Freevee and all these things that weren't around 10 years ago. So it's actually, I think, being seen more now than it was then. But it's a little bit, shortest way of saying it, it's a Freaky Friday with a gay straight twist.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. I like
kind
that.
of a macho homophobic construction worker gets his sexual orientation switched with his gay coworker 2 weeks before his wedding, thanks to some Christmas magic. So it's a little bit of a Christmas themed movie as well.
Awesome. Very good. All right. What we'll do is we'll include that link for people to check it out. You say it is on Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay. Very good. Very good. Let's talk about Charlie's Dream. What's the story on Charlie's Dream?
That's another film, family inspirational film I'd like to shoot in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're working on getting investors and finding investors and attaching talent, which is the part. I love the writing part. That part is like just, it takes time away from the creative part, and it's a lot harder, I think. To me, writing is easy. So Jolie Fisher wants to direct that, and we're trying to get a good cast together and shoot in Nashville. It contains a lot of good country music and some it has faith-based elements in the script, so maybe a little bit of that in the music as well. And I should hope to shoot in Nashville. And I belong to NSAI. I'm coordinator with them, Nashville Songwriters Association, Inc. And Bart loves the script that kind of runs that down there. And they're a great organization for songwriters. So anyone that is a songwriter, check them out because they do they do workshops each month and have mentors and evaluations. And so if you join, there's a lot of good perks. I've been with them for like 15, 20 years, I think now, but I've been a coordinator the last 8 years. So
very good. If anyone's listening that has the capability to do investing in films and such like that, or just wants to follow along with what you're doing, what's next and such, can you give us your socials and let us know exactly what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, and it gets because I'm on Facebook under Sudi Rick Karatas. I think I'm on Instagram under Sudi Rick, SUDIRICK. I'm on Threads also, I think, under the same. I have a YouTube channel is Sudi Karatas, so SUDI and then KARATAS is the YouTube channel. I think if you type in Sudi SUDI, not a ton will come up, so you might be able to.
Might see Sussudio by Phil Collins, but
he's still the only musician to ever write a song with my name in the title. I was in college when that song came out because growing up, Sudi was a very unusual name, so you take a little slack and this and that. But when Phil Collins put that song out, it was like, you see, I have the last laugh. Yeah, what other song? I think that's, Well, ironically, mostly I do Facebook, even though I wrote that book, which I don't name in the title. I don't say Facebook. But,
Very good. So what we'll do is we'll include your socials down in the show notes to go along with the link to the movie and also where to buy the books and such. This next feature is something we always do for musicians, and since we have actors in this too, it's called Tales from the Road. Those are those infamous road stories where things didn't go quite as planned. But since you're an actor, we can also do Tales from the Studio. So think in mind, did you ever have one of those times where, we always brag about the things that go right, but what about those things that didn't go quite as planned? What would you say Sudi Rick Karatas' Tales from the Road might be?
We really have 3 more hours for this? No, okay. It's funny. The first thing I think of is when I did the movie, and we shot the movie in 19 days, Walk a Mile in My Pradas. But the second day of the movie, the lighting truck, the engine or something caught on fire. Like he was trying to back into the driveway and the engine truck caught on fire and someone had to run inside and get an extinguisher and put it out and all this. And then when we filed the insurance, they're like, wait, you didn't say there was a fire in your movie. No, there isn't. It's an actual romantic comedy. But so literally, when you're making a movie, you're putting out fires. But we were literally putting out a fire the second day of shooting, and the first day went so smoothly. That's what was so funny. It's like, wow, this isn't going to be too bad. And so that was, I guess, that's the first thing that it pops into my mind of didn't go quite as smoothly. But well, that was one of the hardest things I ever did, that movie, but one of the most rewarding. I'm sure there's a ton more stories I could think of if you gave me time of things that. Because, if anything can go wrong, it will in any kind of... I'm trying to think you try to avoid as much as you can, but that's a pretty big thing, I would say, a fire breaking out in the...
It's like, man prepares and God laughs, Yeah. One of those things. Now, the final song we're going to feature is a wonderful one that's associated with the Alzheimer's Foundation. It's called What You Don't Remember. It has to do with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's funny. I honestly thought of the title, like, I won't forget what you don't remember. I said, oh, that's a good title. And then I realized that, well, that would have to be a song about Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. So I just wrote the song. Again, I don't always write people think I'm in AA because I wrote a song about a guy who quit drinking, or I think I'm, or my mother now has Alzheimer's because I wrote this song. But no, I don't know. I just write whatever idea comes to me. And I might use some real life stuff in there, but it's not about a real life thing. But I think it's something a lot of people relate to because that's what the subject matter is. And then I did a video to it with Bunny Levine played my mother in it. Bunny Levine played played Sister Betty in my movie Welcome on My Pradas. She's on Jimmy Kimmel a lot. She's like in her 90s, still going strong.
Wonderful.
And she's a wonderful person. So made the video, and I decided to give the proceeds from iTunes and things like that, Spotify. Of course, you don't really make much from that, but anything that comes in, I'd like to donate to AFA, which is the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. So yeah, we did. And this one, some of my songs I do sing. Sometimes someone else sings them. This one I think I did go in the studio, and this one I do actually sing on.
All right. Very good. We're going to close the show with that. And we're speaking with Sudi Rick Karatas. We've got everything in the show notes. Everything you might want to need about this gentleman is in the show notes. So follow him and make sure you buy yourself a couple million copies of the songs. That way it goes to the wonderful, wonderful causes. And Sudi Rick, it's been a real treat to have you on the show, man. Love your music. Love what you're doing. Love your positivity. And keep up the good work, man. We really appreciate it. And thanks for being part of our growing Someone You Should Know family.
And thanks for having me on. It's really fun. It was a lot of fun. It went fast, actually.
I can still taste the soup you made when I was homesick from school. I recall the day you taught me to swim in our next door neighbor's pool. I saw you stand and applaud when I was in my cap and gown. You still mean so much to me, but to you, I'm a stranger now. I won't forget what you don't remember, each precious moment we spent together. You've been robbed of your memories and slipped further away from me, but my love for you will last forever. Forget what you don't remember. You cried when I walked down the aisle, as many mothers do. You were proud when you held your new grandson, watched him as he grew. I won't forget what you don't remember, each precious moment we spent together. You've been robbed of your memories and slipped further away from me, but my love for you will last forever. I won't forget what you don't remember. The light once in your eyes, replaced with a blank stare. But in my mind are all the good times we shared. I won't forget what you don't remember, each precious moment we spent together. You've been robbed of your memories and slipped further away from me. But my love for you will last forever. I won't forget what you don't remember. No, I won't forget what you don't remember.
Hi, this is Rick Anthony, thanking you again for listening to this episode of Someone You Should Know. Now, if you're an aspiring musician or an established musician that's looking for a little exposure, I invite you to drop us a line at Someoneyoushouldknowpodcast@gmail.com. That's Someoneyoushouldknowpodcast@gmail.com. Also, I invite you to tell a friend about the Someone You Should Know podcast. I thank you for tuning in this time, and I invite you to check us out next time on the Someone You Should Know podcast, because you never know who's going to show up. Until next time, remember, God loves you, and so do I.